It is time for BBR week number 6. If you guys are excited for today's battle, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you have not already. We're playing against T-Row Price this week, and he is someone who I've lost to twice actually. The last time I played in a Wi-Fi league, he beat me in the middle of the season, put me into an awkward position to make playoffs, but we ended up pulling it out anyway, and then he beat me in the quarterfinals. I think we're the 4-5 matchup going into that playoff, so definitely someone I would really like to get one over on here, and it's an interesting matchup, as you guys saw in the team builder. A lot to go right in the builder. If certain things break our way, then I really like our matchup here, so let's see what it is. Alright, we have found our opponent. Let's see what he has brought. Wow, no mess spread. Okay. Alright, that is actually huge for our Iron Hands here, because Iron Hands is an Iron Defense body press set, and that certainly makes this matchup much easier, and that gives me a really solid win condition into the late game. So given that, let's think about how we want to lead this off. Tauros was really designed to kind of handle that initial situation. I'm expecting a Meowscarada lead, which makes me want to lead something like Iron Hands anyway. He could lead with the Klefki itself. I could just lead Tauros, go out into Iron Hands if he's Meowscarada. I could just lead Dragapult. That opens the Meowscarada lead, though I have to go Iron Hands anyway. I kind of just want to lead Iron Hands here. It is the win condition, but it does lead well against Meowscarada. And kind of anything else I have, I think, a really solid switch into here, realistically. So I think I'm just going to go with that, and we're just going to lock in Iron Hands lead and just keep cooking. Good luck, have fun to T-Row. As I said, this is a matchup I really want to win, just for the scoreboard, as well as if I win this, I'm pretty much in playoffs, I would say, at this point, being 4-1. My differential is not great by any means, so there's still a little bit of work to do there. But the 5th win should protect me from any, 10th to 7th place shenanigans. In comes the Garchomp. Garchomp makes a lot of sense here. I think the obvious move here for Garchomp is just to go for the Earthquake. I could go out into my Rocky Helmet. Let's see here for that. I think that's just kind of the obvious play here. No real reason to think about that one too much. No reason to get complicated with that. And if he happens to be, say, a setup set, we do have the Encore on this. So perfectly fine with that. And he just elects to go for the Earthquake. So perfect turn there. Probably he could be Yachi Berry or something like that. It's like a reason to stay in. Or he could be trying to, test for Shuka Berry there. I could go for something like Encore, but setting up my Stealth Rocks I think is going to be pretty important in this game. I expect something like Meowscarada to come out. Is that a reason to U-turn is the question. I expect something like it could just be the Muck, though. I kind of just want to get these Stealth Rocks up. I think it's just important, early on. And we're just going to trade rocks here, which is fair enough. It makes a lot of sense here. So he's Rocks EQ. So just a hazard setter in general. So I think in that case, I think my best move is just to U-turn off this. I am slower, despite my additional speed. Allows me to get a little bit of information and hopefully maintain some momentum. There's a decent chance I have an Ice move in this specific spot for the Garchomp, and he might elect to play around that here. That's something, I would probably play around it. He has stuff like Muckalola and Meowscarada. Well, not Meowscarada is definitely not free, but Muckalola, which is such a free option here for him to go into, that he really shouldn't be messing around and trying to find out whether I have that or not. And he's just going to go into the Alolan Muck, and he does not have heavy-duty boots, so that's really good to see. We get some U-turn chip on that as well. Important damage kind of all the way here. So question a few things. I don't want to get my boots knocked off, obviously, with the rocks up. I think I'm just going to go here into the Tauros. Tauros can just bulldoze and do a lot of damage to this thing. I could also just elect to just start clicking Body Slam. Body Slam into Bulldoze plus Fire Blast can actually kill the Klefki. So I think my best play is just to come into user Tauros here. And let's just start clicking some buttons with Tauros. Oh man. I think he's going to be very likely to switch out here, though, which is why I want to click Body Slam here specifically. I really want to, get a chance to pick up that clef key, so I'm just going to click Body Slam. Bulldoze is, pretty evident here, I think. So I'm just going to elect to Body Slam here. Even if he goes for a knockoff or something like that, we can just threaten another attack right after that. So I think Body Slam is going to put the most pressure on basically his entire team here. Nothing at this, set, at this point really wants to take a Body Slam from Life Orb Adamant. Am I even Adamant? I probably should know that better. Yeah, no, I'm Hasty. Yes, I'm Hasty. So Hasty does make this potentially a little interesting. Obviously, he's not going to know that. I could see something like Salamence actually coming out here. That could be an interesting switch out. But he's just going to elect to switch into me. Bro, into me? Why am I the Brodom Heat? Oh. Bro, I know I'm a Heat player, but why am I... Holy... That did 1,000,000 damage! Oh my god. That thing did not chew at all. I mean, that's very likely actually physically defensive. Yeah, that's actually, pretty likely to be physically defensive here. I mean, there's no way he's going to take a second here. And I am, basically max speed. So unless this is fully Fizz Def Scarf, which I think is very unlikely, the second Body Slam is just going to be able to pick up a knockout here. Unless we get min... Oh my god. Oh my god. What a game. I was going to say, unless we get a min roll here. There were a few roll. I think we were about I think we were above half to get that, and the fact that he missed is a little troll. But you know what? Tauros be Tauros, and I guess, I can't complain. I've been a little bit fortunate throughout this season, honestly, in terms of luck, in terms of Willow misses specifically. I think that was reasonable to go for. That might have been a little bit too risky, actually, thinking about it. Let's see what he goes into here. He goes into the clef key, so this is actually going to be really, really critical here to see the clef key damage. That's actually going to take a lot, so that's definitely physically defensive, and it's Rocky Helmet. So I'm just going to click the Fire Blast here. That's this is what we have it for. This is the situation. He's probably just going to reflect. Yeah, he's gonna. If I hit this Fire Blast, I hit this Fire Blast, and that would be pretty epic. Yeah, I do hit the Fire Blast. That's going to do a lot of damage. Now, the question here is, they can probably attack, so it's Willow, yeah, so he's got Reflect. Obviously, he's not going to be outspeeding me anytime soon. If he Magnet Rises here, he Magnet Rises here, that's perfectly fine. He's likely going to set up the second layer of screens, which is pretty unfortunate. He is not likely, though, so I'm just going to elect to Bulldoze here, and they set up the spikes. So the reason I Bulldoze there is I don't want to risk having any situation where we miss a Fire Blast here and he gets up a second layer of spikes. So Klefki is down, killed by the Tauros. Tauros picking up a kill early. Tauros is cleaning through his team early on here. Really, really difficult Pokemon for him to answer. It looks like he's probably going to bring out probably Masquerada. Yeah, that's going to be the obvious switch out here. And if I look at my answers to Masquerada, I mean, Tauros has done a lot this game so far. I think I'm just going to go into Iron Hands. Iron Hands is very, very defensive, and I do have Rast and Iron Defense to handle any crazy situations that this puts me in. But Rotom Heat is basically at 0 health now. If I really whittle down this Masquerada, then that's going to be in a really, really tough position in the mid game here. So let's see what he likes to go for. Probably the knockoff is what I would have to guess here. He's just going to like to set up Toxic Spikes, which is interesting. So he sets up T-Spikes. I guess the question here is, do I have any reason to not just set up an Iron Defense and start going for a little bit here? I mean, what do I have to lose here? Obviously, I have a lot of Iron. My Vaporeon is in a really bad spot here, and then it kind of does nothing the rest of the game. Which, honestly, looking at the team, I'm pretty content with. I'm just going to click Iron Defense here, as he's just going to withdraw here, hopefully into something like the Darkrai here, the Garchomp. Okay. So Iron Defense, let's see how we're looking against Garchomp here. So Garchomp is doing almost nothing at this point. I can set up maybe to +4, but I don't think that's really going to give me much of an advantage in this spot. I can just Body Press and then rest the next turn. For Jolly, for Adamant 252, he could be Rocky Helmet, but I'm just going to elect to Body Press, do as much damage as I can here. I'm just going to elect to Earthquake. It also allows me to scout some damage. Yeah, and that's going to do basically nothing here. And that is basically fully defensive, and it's probably Rocky Helmet here too. Oh, it's reflect as well. Okay. So I think at this point I just rest here. Rest is probably my best play. Now the reflect is worn off. I think we're pretty sure this is like Jolly, like max HP kind of a set-ish. Like one of the standard OU Garchomps. So I'm just gonna rest here on the Garchomp. Yep, there we go. And that is going to do basically nothing, and we get this rest off, and we are in a fabulous, fabulous position here. If we roll, we can roll, I mean, anything besides rest I think is a good roll in this spot for Sleep Talk. Oh, let's not accidentally terrestrialize and get ourselves banned here. Or not get ourselves banned, get ourselves a forfeit loss. That would be pretty brutal. He's just gonna Earthquake. He's just fishing for a crit at this point. That is doing about 140. I am sleep talking. Let's see what we got. Any good rollers? Ooh, Body Press is a good roll. Decent roll here as Iron Hands picks up the Garchomp, and we are looking unbelievably right now. Like, this is such a good spot to be in. It's going to be really, really difficult. There's no way this wins, right? Like, there's no way Iron Hands has packed this situation here. OG Albina comes in. This is probably the Salamence. This is going to be probably the most difficult one to answer. So it's Moxie setup. It could be something like Scarf. This is one I'm not really interested in staying in on, honestly. Like, I could... Man, the problem is that this is still, like, if he Dragon Dances, I kind of feel like you know what? This feels like a risk that I shouldn't need to take. Like, I don't think he's going to DD in my face. Let's just Sleep Talk, because if I roll either Body Press or Iron Defense, I think I'm in a really good spot. Yeah, he does elect to do that. But if I roll another Iron Defense here, like, I think he's in a pretty tough position. I do roll a rest there. Okay. So now +1. This Earthquake is doing a decent amount. So this Earthquake is like kind of a 2-hit KO at this point. So if I take an Earthquake, I take about 30% here. Take about like the 140s. I go to +4. There's like a decent chance that I live this. So if I go Iron Defense here and then rest, I think I'm in a really good spot. This might be just too risky, honestly. Because if he's dual Wing Beat, he's still taking damage. I can come into Uxie. I have a lot of Rocky Helmet on this team. If he crits me, he probably DDs again. I'm just gonna Iron Defense, I think, is probably fine. I'm just gonna elect to Earthquake. Okay, yeah, this is kind of the situation I kind of predicted here. And now when I Iron Defense, unless he crits me, I live this next one. And I think we're pretty much walling this thing now, too. At +4, and our Body Presses are going to start, like, really doing a bunch here. Like, our Body Presses are basically dealing, like, 60 to 70% now. So I rest this off. It's going to do probably about 100 as he elects to Dragon Dance. It's a really good plan on his part to do that, but we're getting to the point now where he's going to have to just click Dragon Dance and hope I don't roll Body Presses. And if I can get through this Pokemon, I think it's probably Steel at this point, given that he hasn't Terra'd yet. I think he's realized he's in a pretty awkward spot. If I get, I mean, once again, if I get either of the, if I get non-rest, then I think I win the game. Most likely, given how this is going. I think Iron Defense basically does lock up the situation here. Yeah, that's going to do about 140. So we're in the same position we were last time. We just have to roll one of the good moves this time. Please roll a good move for the one time. Roll a good move and don't crit. God damn it, man. I have no luck with this game. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm pot committed at this point. I kind of have to keep clicking here. And he's committed too, so... Please roll an Iron Defense or a Body Press. Please roll a Body Press, because I'd rather just, like, Body Press immediately and trade. For this, if I hit another rest, then this is just... God fucking damn it, man. This is just so dumb. +3. So the thing is, +3 doesn't kill. Man, if I hit one of those moves, then this position becomes so much easier to manage. And, like, maybe I shouldn't have done what he did there, but he's probably going to DD up. +3 doesn't kill. If he Earthquakes, then that's... I kind of think I have to Body Press here, just to play around this situation. If he Earthquakes, he Earthquakes. If I rest him, you know, fuck it, I think I just have to rest. I think rest is just the safest... Oh, I should have Body Pressed. Yeah, damn it. That would have been the right play to do, I think. But once again, I just need to roll. I need to roll one of these moves for once. Like, thankfully, I just need to roll. I need to roll one of these moves. Like, these sleep talk rolls are just not doing me any favors right now. He's just gonna Earthquake. If I get crit, I get crit. I'm playing with fire at this point, but I really, really need to roll a body press or an iron defense here. Actually, I think at this point I need to start rolling body presses. There we go, okay. That's gonna take a decent chunk. And now, I do need to kind of roll iron defense here. Actually, I need to, yeah, if I roll, yeah, he's gonna Earthquake. Alright, I need to roll a body press, I think, to get through this. Really, really need this body press here. Okay, that actually might help me out here. +6 versus +3. It actually doesn't, though, is the thing on Jolly. He might think that he lives here, though, so I'm just gonna click body press. If he's Jolly max attack, then he kills me here. But I'm just gonna body press. He does elect to Earthquake. That should drop me. Man, those rolls were just really, really annoying on that part. If I have, you know, not that specific situation, then I think I'm perfectly fine. But now I'm in like a really precarious position. I'm trying to think. I don't think I should have done anything else, to be honest. I just don't think there was anything productive I could have done else in that situation. I'm just going to click Dazzling Gleam here. He probably has something like Terra Blast, and this is going to do a shit ton of damage. There's a decent chance I win this. Probably not, though. Oh my god. That's unfortunate that this played out this way. And this is protective pads even too. I don't think there's much of a way I can play around this, unfortunately. I think I have to go into this. That was protective pads, right? Man, that was... that's such an unfortunate way to lose this game. I think I did everything kind of correctly, but let's just go into this. And I assume this Terra Blast. Yeah, this is also killing here. Like, there's no way that this isn't killing. I guess I Charm here. I don't have Roar. I guess I'll Charm and see if there's like a potential chance that I even live, but... no. Yeah, it looks like we're going to lose this game, unfortunately, to T-Row. Oh, Terra Blast probably doesn't even make contact. I don't know what I'm even thinking about there. Yep, there's really nothing that can be done about this, unfortunately. I've kind of, you know, I played my hand and we've lost to Salamence, unfortunately. It is what it is. T-Row's going to get me here. I think that the game plan was fine. I think that that was like a reasonable to go for in that specific spot. Maybe I could have gone straight into Uxie and not played around like with the specific roles of that situation. Like, it might have just been too risky to play around with, but... man, I think if I hit any of those turns differently, even if I body press on the turn that he DDs, then I think I win that game, and maybe I should have made that play. Alas, it's just, I think it was good prep on our part, but just, you know, I mean, I got the burn, so, I mean, the burn miss, it is what it is. I don't think that impacted the game too much, but unfortunately, that's just how this is going to go. I thought we had a really good opportunity there to really, you know, take advantage of this game, but alas, T-Row has beaten us here pretty handedly. Unfortunate, but... it is what it is. Good game to T-Row. He played to his outs very, very well, and you know that's all you can ask for really, is just to play to your outs. So I will see you guys in the battle for next week's game. We play against D-Ray. Hopefully we can lock up playoffs in that match. Otherwise, you know, we could be in a little bit of trouble going into the final game of the season. But it is what it is. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, have a wonderful day. Unbelievable. Yeah, what an unfortunate game.